Hey everyone, I'm Alan Thrall. Welcome back to part 2 of 2, where I explain my current bodybuilding program. The last video was day 1, 2, and 3. Today's video is day 4 and 5. This program was written by Natural Hypertrophy, just in case you stumble upon this video and you haven't seen the previous ones. So this is day 4, upper body day. I have been training Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. This day starts with Swiss bar bench or pause bench, 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps or 4 to 8 reps. I've been doing Swiss bar pause bench. The neutral grip and the incline puts a little less strain on my pec tendon. And believe it or not, the pause does too. Tendon issues usually respond better to tempo work rather than quick eccentrics and fast rebounds. And this particular Swiss bar has a camber or a curve in the center, which allows for longer range of motion, more stretch at the bottom. These are supersetted heavy metal black coffee t-shirt on untamedstrengthapparel.com. These are supersetted with dumbbell rows, 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps, or farmer's carry. So I have recently been doing seal rows, which is a chest-supported horizontal row that you see here. And I realize there's a gratuitous amount of backside in these clips. Please consider donating to my OF account. So I love the horizontal push, horizontal row supersets in this program. I don't think I'll ever go back to separating the two in my workout. Now, about this pause bench, once it comes back on here, when I pause my reps, I think about maintaining tension. A helpful cue when you're doing pause bench can be pause on your t-shirt, not on your chest. I don't treat the pause as an opportunity to rest. The point is not to release tension on my muscles. I want to increase time under tension. Pause on your t-shirt, not on your chest. So the first question I'll answer from my last video, how long do these sessions take? 75 to 90 minutes, depending on how quickly I move. I'll go over 90 minutes if I'm taking my time or if I'm distracted with something between sets. I have done sessions in as quick as 60 minutes, but that's usually if I'm on the low side of sets, just 2 sets or maybe 3 sets of each exercise. It also depends on how much equipment I need to set up and break down, move back and forth throughout the gym. Next question. If you're squatting low RPE, isn't it better to do without a belt? Not necessarily. I don't have a black and white RPE or rep range recommendation for when I use a belt or when I don't use a belt. Typically, if it's 1 to 6 reps, I'll put on a belt. Something like 8 to 12 reps, I'll usually go beltless because I don't like wearing a belt for that long during a set. If my legs are feeling good and I really want to push my squat, I'll put a belt on. But if I'm feeling sore and my warm-up sets don't feel great, I might decide to leave the belt off and do tempo squats or pause squats or something like that. Also, we got to realize that even though I say RPE 6 or RPE 7, I know that that sounds easy, but it's not. Maybe 1 rep at RPE 6, but when we're talking about high reps, RPE 6 and 7 is not necessarily easy. Let's say you were to do a 12 rep max set of squats, RPE 10. This takes everything you've got. 13 reps would be a fail. Imagine in that set you did reps 1 through 5. It'd be pretty smooth. By rep 6, you're thinking, shoot, I'm only halfway there. In your mind, you're thinking these next 6 reps, I'm going to split up into two sets of 3 reps. You do rep 7, rep 8, and you're taking those one at a time because they're starting to hurt. You're breathing hard. By rep 9, you're taking these reps one at a time. Do you think rep 9 on a 12 rep max set is easy? Hell no, it's not. Now imagine if you rack the 9th rep, you did the 9th rep and then racked it, and you stopped the set. Would you be tired? Damn right you'd be tired. That'd be a hard set. Well, that was 9 reps at RPE 7. You still had 3 left. So by no means was it an easy set. Anyways, the next superset here is barbell overhead press, touch and go or paused, 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 12 or 4 to 8 reps. I've been doing these AD presses, which is a very high incline press, for 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps at RPE 8 to 10. And I superset that with chin-ups, fat grips if possible. I'll do 3 to 5 sets of 4 to 8 reps at RPE 10. Weighted chin-ups with a straight bar bothers my shoulder a little bit when I hit the bottom. So I use these angled neutral handles that still allow me to supinate my grip, and they feel great. And then I put the weight behind me so that the plate doesn't hit that machine, but it also helps me arch my back and stay extended at the top, which I really like. So try putting the weight if you're doing weighted pull-ups behind you. So next question, am I still running? Yes, I run for cardio benefits, not really running performance, but I run for cardio benefits 3 times per week. I try to hit Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. On Monday, I'll run road intervals, 20 to 25 minutes of constant jogging, switching between fast and slow. Sometimes like 2 minutes fast, 2 minutes slow, or up to 5 minutes fast, 5 minutes slow. Wednesday is just a slow, steady pace, 20 to 25 minutes. Saturday is on an assault runner, which is like a self-propelled treadmill. I'll do sprint walk intervals. The sprints will be something like 5 to 6 of them, 60 to 90 second sprints, and I'll walk for 1 minute between sets. Next question, how much muscle have I built? One guy even made some comments that I haven't put on any muscle in my frame since doing this program, and I was more muscular when I was doing strongman training. I have gained muscle. How much? I don't know. I know that I've gained muscle because my clothes fit different. I can't wear my old t-shirts anymore. I have to wear one size up, and it has to be a relaxed fit. My old t-shirts feel like a tourniquet in my armpits. And when I reach my hands up, my stomach shows because my shirt bunches up around my upper body, and I got to dig out my shirt from my armpits. The next superset is pelican curls or spider curls for 4 sets of 8 to 15 reps. I'm doing spider curls here. This is my preferred bench incline. You'll notice on the next set I moved the incline bench down, and that was just too low. For the spider curls, once I lose like 40 to 50% of range of motion or height on these, I'll call that failure. Now back to how much muscle I've built. Like I said, my clothes fit different. And if you ask anyone who's losing weight, but they're not seeing big changes on the scale, how their clothes fit, if they say, my pants don't fit anymore, they're going to fall off my waist, that's a sign that changes are happening. Now, with all that said, I am at an advanced training age. I've been doing this program for 6 months. Just 6 little months. That's not even a blink in my training career. If I told you, I've gained 10 pounds in the past 6 months and it's all muscle, that's a red flag. I am lying through my teeth. Or the juice is loose. Even if I said I gained 5 pounds of muscle in 6 months, that's not realistic. Do you know how hard it is to build 3 pounds of muscle? Even if I gained 3 pounds of muscle, that's not going to be a huge difference on this YouTube video. It's going to be hardly noticeable to the naked eye. So give me some time to grow. Leave me alone, please. You need to temper your expectations. This is why people don't stay consistent. They expect big changes in a few months, and when they don't see it, they quit. So the spider curls are supersetted with Katana tricep extensions, 4 sets of 8 to 15 reps. For the Katana tricep extensions, I'm thinking about dual wielding 2 really heavy katanas. And that's it. That's all I think about. So as far as being more muscular when I was doing strongman, that's not true. I've been at this same body weight, for a couple years now. And I've competed in a lot of competitions as an under 200-pound competitor. My muscle was the same. But since starting this bodybuilding program 6 months ago, I know that I have built muscle. I didn't just drop weight suddenly and then look more muscular and say, look how much muscle I've gained. I've been here for a while. Was I more muscular when I was 50 pounds heavier? Yeah, definitely. But I also had about 40 pounds of extra fat to go along with it. Gaining 5 pounds of muscle along with 25 pounds of fat is not hard. You just got to lift weights and eat your face off. But building 5 pounds of muscle while staying at the same relative body fat takes time. So day 5, this is a lower body day. Like I mentioned in day 2 of my lower body day, the program is altered a little bit. It starts with deadlifts, 3 sets of 3 reps, or block pulls for 3 sets of 6 to 12 reps. That's what's recommended. That's what's written. I was doing block pulls for a couple of months. I think it's a great way to get a good amount of pulling volume in with a little less stress on the lower back because of the elevated height. And then for a while, I was pushing the RDL, the Romanian deadlifts, for a couple of months. I just started doing deadlifts from the floor again. And the deadlifts are supersetted with neck extensions. Do not move the barbell. So you can do these with a harness like I'm doing, or you can do it with a band wrapped around your head and a rack. The neck flexions and my neck extensions are actually done with the same exact weight, so you could say things are perfectly balanced. If you're doing these for the first time, start light, go slow, stretch the neck and upper back on the way down. For the deadlifts that I'm doing, I call these weightlifter deadlifts. I'm using a slightly wider stance, a wider grip, my hips are a bit lower, my back is in extension. It's kind of the opposite of a powerlifting deadlift, which would be a narrow stance, narrow grip, long arms, rounded upper back. And what I'll do for sets and reps, I'm just working up to one top set of 3 to 6 reps. I perform ascending sets, meaning that all my warm-ups are sets of 6 reps. So it could technically be counted as more than one set, but I just count it as one top working set. Now the next comment that I'll address: why are you doing sets as low as 6 reps? Shouldn't you be doing higher reps like 8 to 15? So why low reps in this bodybuilding program? It's a good question because it's a misconception that I had about bodybuilding. I thought the bodybuilding was just high reps, chase a pump, go through the motions kind of thing. And I think that some bodybuilders have perpetuated this idea because guys who are fairly inexperienced with training get on steroids, they're muscular, and they don't actually know how to train or build muscle. I'm not accusing everyone of that, but it's undeniably out there in most gyms. They're jacked. They do high reps on everything. These dudes are a little more risk averse, and so they don't want to do compound movements or lift heavy. And I think as a natural lifter, you have to pursue strength in some capacity. Long-term progression needs to happen. I'll pause on this for 1 second. The next superset is hack squats or split squats, roughly 4 sets of 8 to 15 reps. And that's superset with back extensions or leg curls, 4 sets of 8 to 15 reps. Since starting the program, I've done hack squats, I've done split squats, I've done lunges, and now I'm doing front squats, 4 sets of 10 reps. I typically rotate this every 4 to 6 weeks. And I superset the front squats with RDLs on the hammer strength machine that you'll see in a minute. This is a pretty beefy superset, meaning that I'm supersetting pretty big movements, and I don't always do this, as you can see from the program. But this used to be my strongman event day, so I'm used to these big beefy movements back to back. So I feel like I can handle it. Now back to the strength thing. Squats and deadlifts, heavy squats and deadlifts can help feed my split squats or my Romanian deadlifts and vice versa. I do think that there needs to be some sort of novel stimulus in your program. Doing sets of 3 to 6 reps, it just hits a bit different than sets of 12 to 15 reps. So maybe it's a little bit different stress. And I think variety is good. I've seen the following example time and time again. People who do the same 3 exercises in the same exact rep range at the same exact intensity for months on end. It's a recipe for developing overuse injuries and probably burnout. Instead, you should broaden your exercises, work in a few different rep ranges at a few different intensities. If a powerlifter did a set of 10 reps on hack squat, we wouldn't question it. But if a bodybuilder does a heavy triple on squats, we think, why? Why low reps? Why not stick with higher reps? It doesn't need to be like that. I mean, I guess nobody questions it when Ronnie does it. So I got some time. The last thing I'll address here is, why don't I reach out to someone more knowledgeable about bodybuilding? Why am I asking for a program from some YouTuber? Why don't I ask a 3DMJ coach or an RP coach? I do follow 3DMJ's content, and I appreciate their tips. But I feel like their coaching services are catered towards competitive bodybuilders, which I am not. I follow other natural bodybuilders on IG, and I can confidently say the natural bodybuilders on YouTube are dominating the content game. They're consistently delivering valuable, knowledgeable bodybuilding content for free. Most other bodybuilding services are behind a paywall. It's a bit of a gamble on what you're going to get. These natural bodybuilders on YouTube leave nothing to the imagination. They detail what they think beginners, intermediate, and advanced lifters should do. They give away free programs, free training splits, free templates, or at least very inexpensive templates and programs. They talk about nutrition and mindset and some considerations. They talk about their own training. And all of these YouTube videos allow you, it's marketing for them. And they allow you to get a feel for their style and personality, their experience, their beliefs, and their approach to training and programming. Sometimes the best coaches are not the most expensive coaches. They don't have the biggest following or the most trophies. They are the dude in your community who is continuously learning and getting better, and who's not only passionate about their craft, they are passionate about sharing that knowledge. So I'll talk about this workout here. The last superset you see me doing is these power shrugs, 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 15 reps. I go explosive on the way up, and then I resist the weight on the way down. I superset that with sit-ups. Sit-ups with a rotation, decline sit-ups with a rotation, max reps, which ends up being like 10 to 20 reps depending on the incline or the decline of the bench. And then I superset that with rear dumbbell rear delt flies for 12 to 15 good reps, and then some burner reps up to 20 reps. Since I've still got some time here, I'll talk about one comment that said this program has more holes than a slice of Swiss cheese. Unfortunately, he didn't list any of those holes. If you watch the video that he and I, Natural Hypertrophy and I, made when he wrote the program for me, this stuff was based on my preferences. You guys got to understand that we are not Google spreadsheets. It's not as simple as input, output, X, Y, Z. The most optimal program is not always the one made in the lab. It's the one you're going to stick to. Additionally, everyone has their own style of programming. They put their own flair on it. If I wrote you a powerlifting program, it would be different from Mike Touchere's program, which would look different than Joey Flex's program. Should we all only program one way? Of course not. So if you're watching this video, comment down below what all the holes are, and I'll take those free tips and I'll get jacked off of them. Thanks for watching, and always remember, tread on time.